Sally ho, my name is KingFishOcean and welcome back to the beginner's guide. In the last episode we found out this game is pretty much about this person with the nickname of Coda. I don't know if that's their real name or if that's just a username. I assume it's a username. And the person who created the Stanley Parable really liked some of the little short games that weren't quite complete but felt oddly complete in a strange sense due to the message that they pervade. So they were pretty much just telling us about his life and about all the cool little games they made, and we played a few of those cool games and we're going to continue. The great and lovely descent. Are we going to be falling? Oh, okay. Right, we're in a white background. And there's looks like a cafe. Are we going to fall before we get there?
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Okay.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do.
Yep.
So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Streetwise fool. Okay.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source.
Yep.
Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
That is cool. The secrets to this.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Good night. Whew. Alright. That's not too bad. I thought we were dead or something then. Is that just a light or can we do something with it? But we can't even go to it. I'm actually being blocked off. Okay. Alright. I think this area is the little bit of gameplay that I've seen of this, and this is what kind of made me want to play this, because I really, my camera crashed. What the hell? Okay, not sure what happened, but I'm just going to really hope that my camera's okay, because it seems like some of my footage may have gotten corrupted, I'm not sure. I'm hopeful that in editing, in post, I'll be able to fix that, or that it won't be an issue, but for some reason my camera crashed, and that's like the first time ever that that's ever happened. That has never happened to me before, so I'm a little bit worried right now. So I am going to keep kind of looking towards the camera, so I do apologise, that seems a little bit weird, but I'm just making sure it's working, because if it crashes again, then we may have a bigger issue on our hands, and I may have to get I have a webcam set up instead, which my webcam is nowhere near as good as my camera. And that's annoying. This is kind of cool. I like the gated in, kind of experience. I'm on edge, I'm not gonna lie. I've never had that happen before. Why can't we go down that way? I want to go down that way. Is this meant to be a prison? Oh, what? Oh, it's an elevator, okay. Where are we going? Can we can go in here. Oh, alright. We're in prison.
Enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that. This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else.
Kind of dig those though.
Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Fair enough. But yeah, this one area is like the bit of gameplay that I saw, because I remember it went up in a lot of people. I think Jacksepticeye maybe, and like a bunch of other people, maybe Markiplier have all played this. Ooh, like the floor's like made of glass, okay. You can only just make it out, and you can only just tell from like the shape of this. I'm hoping the footage will be okay, that it's not my card. I'm a little bit worried and concerned right now, but I'm going to try and relax a little bit. So that's why I couldn't afford it. Right, I only just realised it's like a very thin layer of what looks like glass. It's kind of hard to tell though. If it was darker, you'd be able to tell a bit more. Whoa. How the... What? That doesn't make sense, but I kind of like it. It's a nice, cool little open courtyard looking place here. It's quite nice.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Yeah. I like how the button just like, how the lever just like kind of phases through.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
I like the red in this room. It feels like I'm in like a... I don't even know it. It feels like something from Star Wars all of a sudden. It's kind of nice. I'm just hopeful, off topic I know once again, but I'm just hopeful it was that battery that's the problem, because I can replace that battery. I mean, it might be a little bit expensive, but I'm sure it'll be okay. It might just be that that battery's finally wore out. After all, it was a battery that I lost when I was not living in this place, and I couldn't find it till I moved out. So it might just be that having that battery being lost for all that time has kind of wore it out a little bit. Whoa, what the... Listen, let's speak. You there, did you come from above?
Begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities.
Okay.
Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
There was a world stamped with whiteness. There was an enormous prison I spent hours in. There were these floating coloured blocks. I'm gonna go 2 because I feel like that would have been people's like actual option. Yep. Last thing I did before a comment came in here. Yes. Yes, I did. We did that. How'd you get to the other side? Someone else let me in? I don't know, there wasn't the actual options to tell them how. Alright, sorry guys. Sorry I couldn't help. Alright. My bad. I hope you guys get out of here and hopefully you're not like evil people or something. That would suck. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Oh. Why are we in the Star and Light parable again? It's like the circular idea. I've been here this entire time. Why not? Let's see what happens. Why would I sit in the black space? It's plenty peaceful. They might not seem that way at first, but you'll come to think so eventually. Alright. It's kind of too fast for me to read a little bit. I mean, read out loud anyway. I can read it otherwise. I'm kind of liking the paper mache walls. It's a nice design choice that they chose for this place. The green heads.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Alright. Is this door gonna like... Is there gonna be a door shut at the end? Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be like, you will never leave. Now it's night time and I'm outside in a cool looking courtyard.
It's a
I like it.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Sounds okay. Sounds fair enough. Alright, fair now. It seems my camera's okay now. I think my battery might just be a little bit faulty. Probably won't use that battery from now on, so hopefully that should be okay, because my camera is slowly falling apart, which I'm not enjoying. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes for other players. Oh, notes you see are left by other players. Can I leave a note then? I want to leave a note. This is like Dark Souls. Is it gonna say, Great Joy, Thrust Behind, or whatever, like I always see in Dark Souls? Oh. Nice room. Not. I think it's a nice room. It's chill. It's got a nice ambience to it, especially with all the lights. Makes it feel futuristic, but kind of cool.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda.
That's pretty cool.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
What's this one say? No point to this. Oh god, that's a lot in the next room. So this is going to be like a bit... Oh, it's like a big winding maze. With a lot of notes, like, holy damn. Reasonable.
But feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Kind of interested though.
To me, they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played. But it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world.
Yeah,
and then
I can kind of feel that.
Lonely too.
Butt-ass butt. That's my favourite part of the game. I feel like I need to put that in the thumbnail. I probably won't, but it would be funny. I decided not to read them all just because there are a lot of them to read. And as interesting as it is, if I want to keep these videos a bit shorter than usual, well, on like a newer, smaller time frame. Free t-shirt, sweet. You better keep on that promise. I want a free t-shirt. Open sesame. But yeah, I feel like it's in my best interest, well, in everyone's best interest, to just keep moving with the game rather than reading every little detail like I do with Life is Strange. Ooh, I like that like painting thing over there. That's kind of cool. New room. Do you hear the chimes? Oh, the chimes are the messages. We need to go this way, or is there another way? We might be able to jump over there, but I'm going to go this way because I want to see the painting. What? Hey, don't talk about me that way. I'm sorry. Think this is not going anywhere. It's going somewhere, I know that. I need someone to talk to. I get it. This is a note. Listen to the other notes. I don't know what it is, but I like lighting like this in games. So it's like kind of dim, but kind of... I don't know, it reminds me of nighttime when like you're out in the city. My camera just freaking froze again. Okay, I'm not going to mention my camera problems at this point. If it happens, I'll just edit it out and make sure it's fine. I don't know why, I just like making people aware of that stuff. It's kind of like a nice little way of giving a bit of behind the scenes sometimes. I don't know why. That painting's really cool though. I'm not sure what's happened though. It froze again. It wouldn't switch on, so I'm kind of worried that it may actually be my camera that's the problem now. I really hope that's not the case. I have overheated it a little bit too much over the summer though, so I might have broke something inside it. I just hope that's not the case, otherwise I might have to get it repaired, and I probably don't have the money for that. That painting's really cool though. I really dig it. It's really nice. It's really cool. We will all die someday. The worst thing is I know I said I wasn't going to mention it, but the worst thing is I don't know when the problem's going to strike, so I don't know if I'm missing any of the footage, if any of this footage is even working. If it's not, and then it's just gameplay and no webcam, then you'll know why, and I apologise if it's only webcam, but I mean, if it's not webcam, if there's no face cam, like, whatsoever. It's a terrible secret, he kept it well. Oh, the lighting just changed a little bit. The lighting changes when you stand still. Sometimes. It's kind of strange. I don't know why. More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means.
Okay.
Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Pretty cool.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Yeah, makes sense.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Yeah, that's interesting. Simple, singular thought. It looks like a room full of thoughts, but... Oh, it's a typewriter. I was scared for a second and I thought someone was following me. Oh, it's a room full of typewriters. That's kind of cool. Ow. That's pretty thought-provoking. Hi, I'm speaking, I'm talking. Hello, are you there? Hello, Mayday. Porn stars die too.
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
As in, I'm not gonna get to do anything, really. Oh. Okay, I was gonna say I don't really get to do anything, I've just kind of got to witness events transpire. That scene is so cool, though. That looks so good, like, really. Like, wow. What's that about, though? Nice picture of a place. I wonder if that's somewhere where this person lived. Where Coda lived, or if it's just like a stock asset. Ooh, I like the walls. That's cool. Same picture again. Okay. Why is there a corridor up there? That's strange, but okay. It's probably part of a bigger picture somewhere.
See, like, this is it.
Oh.
The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay. Boop. Right, we're back in... Poured a giant hole in the floor. Why not? That... Washing machine is spelled incorrectly. Huge picture of a horse. I kind of want that. That's not what I wanted. Or is that the point? That you don't get what you want in life? Skylight. Skylight sounds great. Yep, didn't think you'd give me a skylight. Table, you need a table. We have a table. None of my choices is making any difference. Alright.
There's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Barrier. Oh, it's a maze. Okay, that's kind of cool.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. Okay, that's very polite of you. Sky will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care to remember each step. First, click on this table. Click. Go to the photo frame and turn it slightly. Alright. Boop. Turn the floor lamp in the room off and turn it back on. Go to the left side. Where? Left side sofa. Move it over a little bit. Boop. And touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now be open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. What? What? You're teaching me how to escape it. Why would I go back? That doesn't make sense. Alright, we're going back to prison, boys and girls and people. Return. The end.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
I dig it.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
Whoa.
Let me just blink you real quick through a few
I like that one.
these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work.
There's the door puzzle again.
What? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
Upside down.
Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something.
Was it me?
And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
Okay.
This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
We're in a dark hall. Are we in like a tunnel? I guess we are. Is the prison the phone booth or whatever that is ahead of me? Oh, my S key's getting a bit sticky. Gonna need to clean that bad boy up at some point. Looks like a phone booth, but I can't tell. That's creepy. Is the phone booth the prison? I don't like this. It's kind of spooky. I can't look around. I mute from after you escape the prison. You were trapped in this prison too. Furniture maze, escape tutorial.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows.
Yeah.
But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
It's the escape tutorial. That's where I'm right now. Oh, I'm so glad to know that I can get out eventually. What's it like to escape? It's kinda dark and lonely. It was like being completely still and wildly emotional at the same time. I'm already forgetting what being in the prison was like. Strange, but in a way I kinda miss being in the prison. What was there that felt good about the prison? Being here sucks. True, maybe I only like things once I don't have them anymore. It's comfortable, I knew its limits, and I knew my place. But don't you feel excited about getting out? The promise of freedom? It was comfortable. It had its limits, and I knew my place. Yeah, it's kind of inhuman. I couldn't live this way. You don't need to, you just need to be patient. Having limits is way more important than you probably realise. You'll see what I'm talking about when you've been there for a little while longer. I don't know. I couldn't comprehend that conversation for a second then. If you're me, then why did you get the call from another version of you when you were trapped? I got a call, that's how I escaped. What did they tell you? What did you do to have to get out? They told me to be sincere, they told me how the last bit being in prison. Being imprisoned, I guess. I can't actually remember. That freed you? How does that work? I don't know. You can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just tell me how you feel. Feel afraid that nothing will ever change? Go on. I like how all three options are just go on.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
That's kind of nice. Alright, I'm going to leave it there for now. Let me know what you think about this episode in the comment section down below. No question for you today because I can't really think of anything and I'm a little bit stressed, as you might be able to tell. But thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video. Toodaloo!